I am coming to you again from Ireland. And I had a thought this morning. I was sitting at breakfast. I was thinking about Liberate Her Live. And I saw this woman's post as I was scrolling Facebook this morning. And she was talking about her own event that she's putting on. It's happening in like, I don't know, a couple months. And I thought, I want to do a podcast and talk about why this event is different and different beyond the fact that like I'm the one leading it, right? You could go to any event that you go to, depending on who is facilitating that event. Of course, that's going to be one reason it's different. But I was in the hot tub this morning and I was talking to these two men and they asked what I did. And then they asked how I got into personal development. And you may know, you may not know, I attended my very first in-person seminar at 17. And what got me into that was I was actually dating this guy. So I was in high school. I was dating this guy. And his mom had gotten him into this seminar and it had changed his life. And he's like, you need to go. So he knew about a lot of the challenges that I had, experienced from a very early age. My parents divorced when I was in second grade. I had an addiction to cutting. I smoked. I was raped at 15 by 3 men. And so I just was not in a good place in my life. I was also really resentful of my intuition, my psychic gifts. I didn't understand them at the time. Like there was just so much at a very young age that I was navigating. And so I was really blessed to have this boyfriend who happened to attend this seminar. It was 3 days. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. to midnight every day, and then a Tuesday evening. And he's like, Kyera. Now, I didn't have the finances to go. And I want to say it was like $400 or $400 to $500 for the 3 days. And he goes, if I pay for this, will you go? And I'm like, I was so resistant. I did not want to go, but I'm like, okay. So I'm 17. I'm sitting in this room of 100 plus, 150, there's always like 100 to 200 people there, sometimes more. So I'm in this room. I'm the youngest person there by far. And I'm listening to this man. There's this participant. He walks up to the microphone and he is really angry and he was struggling. He was depressed. He was struggling in his marriage. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, God, he had to be in his 40s. And I just remember thinking like, this man is like fucked. He is unhappy. He is stressed out. He looked like he was going to have a heart attack on stage. And I'm watching the forum leader on the stage. I'm watching the man that is facilitating this weekend event. And I literally witnessed transformation right before my eyes. I'm talking the man at the microphone that's having a breakdown, that is pissed off about his life, resentful about all the things, go from closed off, shut down. You could tell he was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders to this relief and this peace of mind. It was like what that seminar leader, that forum leader did on that stage was so powerful, so profound, and so moving that it was that very moment I said to myself that is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I knew that was my purpose. That was my calling. And it was kind of one of those fleeting thoughts, right? Like it's in one ear, out the other. It's just like this moment, but it's a moment that never leaves you. But I was so young and I had so much growing up to do. And I had so much maturing and healing of my own to do that it wasn't something I really pursued in that moment. I was more interested in overcoming my own struggles and challenges. And so I went through that seminar. I had a really phenomenal experience, but it wasn't enough, right? So this is why I say inside my Rich Bitch community, this work it's a lifestyle. It's not a trend. It's not a one and done. This is an ongoing commitment of mastery for the rest of your fucking life. And so I went back to that seminar many times. I did the advanced courses. I did the communication courses. I did seminars that were during the week. And so, a lot of my late teenage years, I was in the world of personal development while my friends were in a completely different world. And For me, the overcoming process over the years, it's like when somebody asks me, what are you great at? Right. So I was flying on the way here to Ireland, and I was flying first class, which I do. And there's a reason I'm telling you that. So I was flying first class. This man sits next to me, and he starts talking to me about how, you know, he basically was assuming because I was flying first class, like, I can just do whatever I want when I want. He had no idea about my life or anything, but, you're flying first class. People tend to assume things. And he goes, I can do anything I want. He's talking about his success, the financial freedom that he has created, his business as well. He's traveled the world, but he just wasn't happy. And I looked at him and I thought, people can have a fuck ton of money, but if you are void of your purpose, you're not going to be happy. And so, he and I continued this conversation, and I looked at him and I said, the reason you're not happy is because you have all the money to do all the things, but underneath that, you're not actually dealing with what there is to deal with. I said, I guarantee you can't even fucking enjoy a sunset. I said, you could be in Bora Bora sitting out, sipping a Mai Tai and overlooking, you could have the most beautiful views right in front of you, the most incredible service. You could be in the best suite that there is, and you won't even be able to fucking be present for it. And he looked at me, he's like, you're not wrong. I was like, I know, because I know people. He goes, well, what are you a master at? Like, what is your gift? I said, change. It's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I know what it takes to change. I wouldn't say I'm a master. I don't think, I don't know if I believe that we really ever master something. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like while we're here on earth in these bodies, in this lifetime, we're constantly in process of mastery. I don't know that we ever really fully arrive. I always believe that there's more. There's more growth, there's more love, there's more freedom, there's more joy, there's more patience. Like, I just believe there's always more, but I'm always in pursuit of mastery. And, but if somebody were to say, what are you great at? I would say change. I know what it takes to change. I've changed my life. I've changed my circumstances, and I know how to change people that want to change. Now, I'm not interested in changing people that have a resistance to it. This is why I say there's nothing wrong with your life as it currently stands, but your life is giving you a certain experience, and that's either working for you or it's not. And if it's not working for you and you don't love the way that you're experiencing yourself or experiencing life. So for example, maybe the experience that you have of yourself is you're unhealthy. Maybe you're in an overweight body. You're not doing the things that you know there are to do to actually cultivate an experience and bring in health in your physical body, your mental, your emotional state, right? All of that. Your experience of life could be that you're living paycheck to paycheck, and that's something that you don't like, and you want to change that. Well, if you want to change that, guess what? You got to change. It's just like, so there's nothing wrong with the way things currently are for you, unless you don't actually like the way things currently are for you. And then you would have to say, it's not that it's wrong, it's just not giving me what I ultimately want. And if what I ultimately want is something different, then I'm going to have to be different in the way I think, in the way that I move, in the way that I show up. And will shit hit the fan when you decide to change your life? Yeah, I will. Absolutely. It's part of the initiation process. So I know change very fucking well. And not only have I changed my life, I've changed a lot of other lives, changed a lot of fucking lives. And so Liberate Her Live is an opportunity for you to be in a room where you come one way and you leave another. Like, it's 3 days of change. It's 3 days of experiencing yourself in a completely new light. So why should you come to this event? What makes Liberate Her Live different? I really think, now I'm not saying this is true for everybody that's running events, but just like the coaching space, just like the retreat space, there are a lot of people with really good intentions, but it's not really their soul calling or their life purpose, or maybe the readiness isn't fully there yet. This has been something, this world of change and transformation, personal, professional. This is something that I have been in pursuit of and experiencing and teaching from a very, very early age. Like, this is the work that I was born to do. This is the work that my soul came here to do. And so that alone makes Liberate Her Live different. What makes it different as well is I would say just me as a facilitator. What I mean by that is like, I don't fit myself into a box. I'm not going to show up and be a stuffy speaker because I don't know, maybe people think it's professional, unprofessional, whatever it is. But I think it is so important that we are actually pursuing our passions. We're pursuing our goals. We're pursuing our dreams. And in the pursuit of all the things we want, we are not watering ourselves down in the process to fit a mold that somebody else deems appropriate for whatever the fuck we want to do. Right? Like people that don't know my brand have this idea of what my Ireland retreat is. And if they were to know what we really do here and the kind of fun we have and the expression we have and the play we have, like the reality is most people wouldn't get it. You don't come into this brand unless you get it or unless you have this total intuitive pull to be in some program or offering that I have, and you have the ability to trust it. Otherwise, it's not for everyone, and it shouldn't be for everyone. But if you aren't coming to Liberate Her Live or you've been on the fence about it, I would just say, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like it's like only if you want to be there, right? If you want to be there and you haven't pulled the trigger, like that is just the old you that's doing what the old you does so that you don't have to put yourself in a room that has the opportunity to change your fucking life. That's your ego that likes to be comfortable, that wants to stay small, that doesn't want you to change. That's what that is. And so we're going ham. Liberate Her Live is in Nashville, November 7th, 8th, and 9th. I think tickets are $597. I don't know. My team knows. You can reach out to them. I know I should know all this. Okay, but I don't. That's why I have a team. They can remind me of these things and take care of it. And they're absolutely amazing. And I'm so grateful for them. So if you're in a place in your life where you are like, you're just fed the fuck up with yourself, with your shitty habits, with your shitty self-talk, with your lack of making moves and doing the things that you know there are to do to support you in changing your life, your business, your bank account, your sex life, your marriage, your pleasure, all those things, like you need to get yourself to this event. You need to get yourself to this event. So if you have any questions, if you're like, fuck yes, I'm in, I'm ready to buy my ticket, just reach out to my team. You can reach out on Instagram. You can reach out on Facebook. They will take care of you. You can send an email to info@KyeraKacey.com. They'll help you out. They got you. Or you can just go to, I think it's Liberate Her Now, Liberate Her Live Now. Again, I should know. What the fuck? Listen, I trust if you're meant to be there, you'll be there. Just go to KyeraKacey.com. Okay, you'll find it there. That's probably the easiest thing. I love you. Get your ass to the event.
This podcast was brought to you by my international best-selling book, Rich Bitch Money Goals, Becoming the Energetic Match to Wealth, which is available at over 39,000 retailers across the nation. So make sure you pick up your copy today. You can find it in places like Amazon, Target, Indigo, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, and more.